Hello sir, my name is Dhaval Pandav. I am from collegedunna.com. A very warm welcome to our interview series which is called Thoughts on Education, where we interview with the various dignitaries such as owners, VCs, principals, HODs and teachers. Before I proceed with this interview, I would request you to give a brief introduction about yourself. Sir.
Yeah, hi. My name is Vivek Gautam. I've been an ex-badminton national player and even played for the country also. I played 2 World Cups. And this was a journey which has its own story to be told, that how I am in a fashion and interior designing college and what I am doing here. But that we will probably discuss in a length. But as of now, today, I can just talk about what I'm doing, currently with my college in fashion and interior design.
It was really nice knowing about you and your experience, sir. So my first question is, can you share your philosophy and vision regarding the education, especially at INIFD Andheri?
So it was 2003 when we started our college, and if you see the time span, like we are in 2023, so it's almost like 21 years we are into this business. Now, when I talk about timeline, 21 year, it's not a small timeline. So as I said, timeline, in 21 years is a long timeline, and that vision was not sold in 2022 or 23. It was in 2003 only when we decided that okay, we have to become the India's #1 design institute. And when I say India's top number, or the top position in design, so that whole philosophy of reaching towards the top was already sown in 2003, and step by step we kept on moving towards our dream, towards our thought process, how we can incorporate multiple things in our academic, in our system, inside our own premises, and how we can take this institute to not only to a national level, to an international level.
What inspired you to establish INIFD Andheri?
So as I said, I was a sportsman, and being a sportsman, you are always looking for achieving something greater in your own vision and your own work frame. And in my case, what happened is that the sports from our Maharashtra was shifting towards southern part, and things were that time was not that focused. So that time when we were young, and I realized that I got so I did 2-3 multiple work before getting my NIFD started. So once NIFD came into my platter, I think it was just a coincidence, and it was like, okay, this is something as a franchisee I need to run, and I need to run as a one of the centers, and everything will be taken care of. And never realizing that okay, I'll become a part, and the institute will become a part of me, and I will become a part of the institute. So it happened because it was academic, it was related to the students, it was performance driven. So all those cultivated in forming and making what NIFD Andheri is today. So if I look back, why I did it, how I did it, again I said it could be another episode for it, but it happened, and we are there from last 21 years into it. And I'm happy that I was a part of it, because I could create those dreams and those aspirations of so many people into reality.
How do you ensure a conducive and inclusive learning environment for students as well as for faculty?
So first of all, you have to understand what is education and what is teaching. See, teaching is all relation between a knowledge person who's called a teacher, who has gathered all these experiences throughout his own lifespan and learning, and they wish to give it to the student. Now that is what teaching is all about, and everybody knows. But it sounds very simple, but if you go into complications of it, are we ready as a student also to learn from our teachers? Now there were a lot of hurdles were there in the initial stage, because this bridge was always like driven as a mark driven. Okay, you have to have this kind of percentage, you have to have this percentage. One was that challenge, and the second challenge was that the people who were coming for the design education were treated as okay, they are the discards. They are not becoming engineering and doctors. They are the left outs. Now they have nothing in career to do it, so they are coming and joining the design institute. It used to be like that. Our fashion designer were termed as a tailor, the interior designer was termed as a laborer, or a contractor. Was always measured like that. Now things have changed definitely in 20 years. Lot of change, and lot of people are now respecting these lines as a respected career and are actually looking as a first choice rather than the third, fourth, or fifth, or no choice at all from the time when we started. And this change has happened why? Because the teachers that time, were discussed and mentored to also believe that okay, what they have been learned or they have learned from their career, it is not something as a dead end. So they also felt elated to teach, because they also saw a hope in this particular industry. Because they had that vision and hope, and we kept that sincerity of learning and evolving, and in the process of teaching, the student also felt the same energy, the same content, and then they could do amazingly good in their career.
Can you share any success story at INIFD Andheri?
Oh, success story wise, there's so many. If I wish, and I sincerely request all my audience and all my people who are going to watch this, please do come at INIFD Andheri, visit us, and then I can show you in person and take you around to each and every stories which we have created from here. It just one wall of fame will tell you that what we have done here. We have more than now 100 labels. If I'm talking about 100 labels, that means 100 entrepreneurs independently surviving on their own feet, not only making ends meet, but thriving. The story goes endless. But if you want me to just randomly sum it up and say 2-3 incidences, okay, what is the story or a success story of 3-5 students, if you tell me whether it is interior designing or whether it is fashion designing, I can say this much: they all come in Audi and a Mercedes car and visit us. If I tell you that answers everything.
Great,
and,
great.
and in a span of 10 years, just imagine I meet my ex-student and he's showing me sir, I just want a watch, just see. If he is affording a watch of 20 lakh rupees and showing me, that means you know that he is
Indirectly successful.
Yeah. And the biggest way I can tell you is that now my 30% of all my recruit or the new students who are coming and who are looking for either it is an internship or a placement, my 30% is all exhausted by my own students. So they're already in a position where they're hiring a team of 15 people, 20 people, 30 people. Interior, we had one student, they both became friends in the classroom, started a startup company, called Megalog, and they had a seed funding for only 10% into their company for 3 crores. The student has just passed out in 2018 and we are in 2023. A 10% seed funding of a 3 crore. Means you can imagine already the valuation of the company is more than 30 crores. And they are only taking our own students, and making those, entrepreneurial, ignite in them as well. So even in designing, if I say fashion designing, you see all the top movies which is coming at present, whether it is Jawan or Shah Rukh Khan movie and Ritik Roshan Flight, all designing is done by our student. The jackets, what you see, Ritik Roshan is jumping on a red jacket. The Shah Rukh Khan with all that bandana, everything is all our students of INIFD. So this is a proud moment for all of us.
Nice, sir, nice. So how do you see the future of education evolving, and what are some steps you are taking to stay ahead?
So evolution is always is happening. And as I said, it is not the same. What we were catering to 20 years back, now we are doing something else. The technology around things also keep on upgrading. So the good part is that our teachers are constantly brainstorming for that. Most of the teachers are all had international exposure, all have gone to various part of the world to acquire and enhance their own education and or set skill. They are so enthused. Sometimes the teachers who have had left their academic maybe just after graduation and work, they also have again further gone and studied and done PhDs and all that. So that shows the inclination that the atmosphere is of academics. The focus is academic, and which is good. Because as I said, the time also evolves. As I said, new technologies are coming, so AI will come. Maybe you will not require sketching. Maybe you will not require other other mediums. But that is all part and parcel of the evolution. So a human mind will remain the same. How they will adopt to it, and how they will adopt this particular academics and implement into the practical life, which will always be a journey.
Any suggestion you would like to give to the current youth and aspiring students?
I always say don't stress yourself too much. I understand the world is tougher. The things are tougher, and with your phone and Instagram, the world is shrinking. The knowledge is flowing everywhere. So just chill, take your time. Don't be too much in the rat race. Don't push yourself in a manner where you burn yourself out. Relax, take one breath. There is no life and death situation. First discover yourself, understand your own skill set, understand your own talent, and take the tools help. If you're on Instagram, don't waste time just scrolling here there. Use it for your subject, use it for things which you want to see or like it. Don't waste your time unnecessarily, because there's too much. If I see suddenly a video, I might want to become athlete, I want to become a top this thing, I want to do this, I want to do that. It is too much. It is too many information, and it's all scattered. And everybody cannot do everything. So because it is overflowing, take a step back. I will feel, go to the roots, understand your strong points, and don't stress at all. Today I feel sometimes the people, because everybody wants an iPhone, everybody wants to achieve something, everybody wants to, it's fine. I'm also okay with just a regular phone. My phone will not define me whether I'm in other places I am good or no. So main thing is that your core values, your core discipline is what I think that people should, and the young generation should concentrate. Because if they lose their core values, their core discipline, on a day-to-day habit, then we are heading towards a larger destruction, a larger problem, which will not be good for the themselves also, and neither for the country and neither for the world. Because end of the day, we have to create good citizens also, which are consciously knowing things. We are consciously, we have to head towards that. Because if you're going to be only on a rat race, we probably may do damage to the environment, world, everywhere. Because then we may not know the line of a greed and a want. So I don't want younger generation to be driven because of greed. It could be a very thin line, but my advice to all the youngsters will be, there's a very thin line between a greed and a want. So I want you to be happy first, and all the luxuries or all the things, everybody should strive for it, but not as a greed. If it is coming through your talent, it is coming through your set skills, if it is coming in a very structured manner, that will be the best combination. And if it is not coming also, if you are simple, if you're at a particular job, getting a maybe or just 25,000 rupees, right? But give complete satisfaction to that particular job, yeah, and be happy in that job. And I always tell. So my always that first mission was that if my teachers are not happy, how they will teach? So it's the same thing. As a student also, you have to be happy first. So first you be happy on what you do. First understand this thing and improve your set skill completely. Find your purpose. Whatever. If you are good at job, then keep your desk nice. Clean your, surrounding, that people should say about this guy is good at his job, which is good for you. Keep your health fine, mental health fine. That is my advice.
It was pleasure talking to you and interviewing on Thoughts on Education, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.